And why you think
The United States government is offering you a piece of land of your own.
We have our own land.
No, it's not yours. It's the U.S. government's.
Did they buy it?
No,
Did they trade for it?
Now, it's not like that.
Then how can they own it?
He has a point.
If you accept our offer, you won't have to hunt buffalo anymore or roam the prairie. You can depend on your country to take care of you.
You are not my country.
Senator Crane has come here to offer your people a better way of life.
Better than what?
Better than what you have.
I like what I have.
I understand that. But your people live in the Stone Age. We live at the beginning of a great industrial revolution.
We will give you everything you need if you will just submit to living on a reservation.
We need nothing from you.
If you walk away from here without a deal, you are asking for war.
No. You ask for war.
You must think of your women and children.
I am thinking of them. How can I ask them to give up what they have for this? I have never seen such a dark, filthy place.
Listen to reason. Your people will be slaughtered.
As will yours. Be warned. We Cheyenne are plenty, and my braves are hungry for a good fight. My son had a vision. He will...
The United States...
Edumbs Playbook. Esau Edom, the so-called white man's playbook. From the beginning all the way up until the end. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And there's no God beside them. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit. And salutations to the elect, whom the Lord have given ears to hear. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Verse 5. Yea, also, verse 4, forgive me. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. You know, and in accordance to what we just watched, the scriptures speak on how Gad shall be overcome by a troop, but Gad shall overcome at the last. You know, those that, and essentially, those that were robbed, you know, especially us so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we're going to receive our land and our sovereignty back. Right? And the main culprit, the robber, the thief, as even Yahweh Shai, who the world normally calls Jesus Christ, as even he said, the thief cometh not but to steal, to kill, to destroy. Right? This is Edumbs playbook, you know, which was his playbook from the beginning, and he's going to run it the same play all the way into the end. Yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And from that encounter, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's from a show called Hell on Wheels, if I'm not mistaken. And even if it's from another show, I know there's the same type dialogue between the so-called Indians and the the settlers, the Edomite so-called white people settlers in that show as well. You know, but that dialogue pretty much said the same thing. How their mindset was, you know, you need to deal and you need to get up on this NWO, which at that time was the industrial age. You know, but look at what it brought. It brought death. You know, they said, you know, your future is filth and dirt. Right? So he enlargeth his desires as hell and is as death. Right? His enlargement comes off the back in the blood of others. Right? That's how, you know, hell, that's why he's all across the world. Rape, robbery, murder. That's his MO. Right? He's the real Terry that you need to look out for. And all these other nations they're coming to see that. So he enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right. So from him coming out them caves, or even hell, even prior to, you know, Esau, Edom, if he wasn't number one, he's going to kill off number one to become number one. He did that, you know, in the spirit of Cain as he killed off Abel. His mind was to do that to Jacob as he was Esau. And when you go into your history, he did that to the inhabitants of Europe, which were the so-called blacks in the time of the Renaissance. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? Salakia, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties for them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Right? And at the end of the day, like it says in Isaiah 14, where pretty much Esau, Edom, his infrastructure, his lifeline, his legacy is going to fall. That's pretty much what Isaiah 14 is speaking of. And he's going to be at the bottom with these other nations. All right? Under the truly oppressed. Under the ones that the Lord truly cares about, rather. Because all the earth is oppressed under this devil. But the ones that the Lord truly cares about is Israel. And say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties for them? Right? That's what we're entering in World War III. Whereas Joel said, let the weak say I am strong. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Right? Revelation 17. Where at one point, you know, these other nations were forced to be okay with being spoiled. Like the scriptures say, they have given their allegiance 1 hour with the beast. But eventually they shall also hate the whore and burn her. Because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right? And that whore, otherwise known as the virgin daughter of Babylon, is America. When you look out all the earth, you know, who's setting up, you know, their various embassies and, you know, their outposts in these lands. All right? It's America. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And the nest of America is set on high. Whereas even average everyday Americans like to say that we have the strongest military. So in that aspect, they think that they can bully everybody because they have the strongest muscle, you know? But when all these others, come together, that muscle can be outmatched, outstrength. All right, you got China, Russia, two nuclear superpowers being a guard to these other smaller nations. All right, in the end of this devil, like Yahweh Shah said, that he that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. It's beautiful. It truly is. This is Revelation 18 and 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her. Her is talking about the virgin daughter of Babylon. Revelation 19 and 1. And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in heaven, saying, Alleluia, which translates to all praises, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judgeth the whore, the great whore. Right? This place is known as the great whore because it spread its legs open to everybody. Who did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to burn this whore. You're laying down with everybody. You know what I'm saying? You just being a disgusting Budinsky, for lack of better terms. Matter of fact, let's grab this. Sirach 10. And 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And obviously, the world that we're living in is not profitable. If it was so profitable, the people would not be mourning. The people are mourning, because of high energy bills, because of homelessness, right? Because of food shortages. So obviously, the man that's ruling is not profitable, to the inhabitants thereof, to the earth. Hey, even the scriptures say in Isaiah 14, since thou hast fallen, no feller or no which that word feller goes into like a lumberjack, has come against us. Right? And in the hand of God is the prosperity of man. And upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. Let me look at something real quick. It says Sirach 10 and 5 is a biblical proverb. A biblical proverb that highlights the importance of wise and humble leadership, emphasizing that a ruler's understanding or folly determines the fate of their people. A ruler who elevates fools to positions of honor while relegating the wise and capable to lowly positions leads their nation to ruin. Conversely, a wise ruler educates and promotes knowledge in individuals, creating a stable and prosperous society. You know, and that's essentially when you go back into like Joseph during the time of Egypt, Daniel during the time of Babylon, when they were set, you know, by the side of the ruler, the king, you know, prayers, dreams were given, you know, dreams were given the understanding of, whereas essentially they were led to prosperity. But when they were ostracized and set by, like what this devil was about to do at this point, that's when, you know, they begin to fall. They begin to fall to their own vices, their own lusts. Right? So when a wise man is in rulership, people can flourish. Like it says in Proverbs 29. But it says, bear not hatred to thy neighbors for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices. Pride is hateful before God and man, and by both does one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated for one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth he casteth away his bowels. Right? Hey, so Esau's playbook is going to get him messed up. And as we read through, we know that the Lord is in control. Right? Essentially, the Lord put this devil in this mindset because at the end of the day, right, the continual forever rulership will be under the righteous, the scribes, the Israelites, starting off with Yahushua and the elect. So with that, shalom to the elect.